It's been nearly 2 years since the winds of Westeros blew our way, carrying whispers of deceit, betrayal, and revenge. With the long gap and the multitude of events from Season 1, let's jog our memory with the House of the Dragon recap. Adapted from George R.R. Martin's Fire and Blood, House of the Dragon Season 1 is set 200 years before the War of the Five Kings and 100 years after Aegon's conquest that united the Seven Kingdoms. The fantasy drama focuses on family dynamics and the quest for power, centering around Rhaenyra Milio-Cock, Emma Darcy and Alicent's Emily Carey, Olivia Cook friendship, which crumbles under monarchical forces. When Alicent marries Rhaenyra's father, a chain of events is triggered. Here are 6 key plot points and unforgettable moments from House of the Dragon Season 1 to remember before diving into Season 2. Rhaenys vs. Viserys. Throughout Season 1, we see various conflicts challenging Rhaenyra's right to the throne. And while Rhaenys, the queen who never was, has joined the Blacks, it leaves room to wonder if she will turn her back on them, seeking power for herself. Gender and misogyny are the central themes of House of the Dragon. They play a crucial role in all the significant events that occur throughout the story. For instance, Rhaenys is denied the throne because she is a woman. King Viserys sacrifices his first wife, Aemma, in childbirth for a male heir, and Rhaenyra's claim to the throne is contested after the birth of Aegon II. Once King Viserys loses his wife during childbirth, he goes against the very inheritance principle that crowned him king by officially naming his daughter Rhaenyra as the new royal heir to avoid the risk of his brother Daemon making a play for the throne. But out of all these incidents, Rhaenys being denied the throne serves as the most important plot point. At the beginning of Episode 1, when King Jaehaerys Targaryen's reign ends, the council picks Viserys, his eldest grandson, as his successor as opposed to Rhaenys, the eldest grandchild, who has a superior claim. Sir Otto's web of lies. Sir Otto Hightower is probably one of the most cunning characters in the drama. He is a master manipulator who sows his nefarious needle through the people around him. He entangles them in his web of lies and pulls their strings at his whims. If it weren't for him, his daughter Alicent would not have married King Viserys. He also sets up the Green Council that plots to put Aegon to Tomblin Carney on the throne instead of Rhaenyra, consequently defying King Viserys' last wish. Sir Otto sinks his claws into the bureaucracy and the administration of the kingdom over 6 years, and as the king's health dwindles, he begins to oversee all the royal matters. Lannister's death in Episode 7. When the entire family gathers at Driftmark for Lady Laena's funeral, Daemon and Rhaenyra reunite, deciding to team up against Alicent. But for them to marry Rhaenyra's husband, Lannister needs to be out of the picture. As the two plan to make it happen, Sir Carlem, Lannister's lover, appears to murder him, leaving a charred body for them to find. However, later, it is revealed that Lannister faked his death to elope with his lover. Finally, the episode ends with Daemon and Rhaenyra marrying in the old Valyrian dragon war tradition, leaving room for speculation if Lannister will ever return, perhaps in Season 2. The Last Supper, Episode 8, is probably one of the best episodes of Season 1. It features many riveting moments, including Daemon beheading Vaemond Wold Johnson for insulting his wife, Rhaenyra. But there are 2 moments that stand out the most, calling the audience's attention to the foundations of the show, family and friendship. The first is when King Viserys, despite being on his deathbed, stood for the final time to go to the throne room to defend his daughter's honor as the heir and establish his grandson's claim to the Driftwood line. The second is the bittersweet dinner scene where the family appears to reconcile one last time before everything blows to smithereens. The dinner scene is one of the most well-constructed scenes in Season 1, with a soft glow of golden light, laughter, music, and dance. It brings a brilliant juxtaposition to the otherwise darkness of the show, a much-needed break to re-establish character dynamics. Luke's death. House of the Dragon Season 1 ending. In Episode 10, after Alicent misinterprets Viserys' last words, the Greens and the Blacks strive to establish their respective rules. As Rhaenyra is declared queen after Ser Erryk brings her King Viserys' crown, Ser Otto Hightower presents terms for her concession. Meanwhile, the other houses begin to pick sides while the factions too begin recruiting allies. Daemon starts recruiting more dragon riders after waking a sleeping dragon in a cave, while Jace and Lucerys, aka Luke, are sent as envoys to houses Stark, Baratheon, and Arryn. And here is where everything goes wrong. As Luke arrives at Barron Baratheon's palace, he finds Aemond offering marriage to secure ties with House Baratheon. Knowing Rhaenyra has nothing to offer, Luke begins to leave, but he is confronted by Aemond, who pursues him with his dragon, Vhagar, to scare him. However, both dragons defy their riders, as Arrax burns Vhagar, who then devours both Luke and Arrax. The season ends with Daemon bringing the news to Rhaenyra, who weeps with anger, vowing revenge.